January is when you improve your team and make adjustments. Well, we aren't improving the team, but we're adjusting the name. Welcome to the brand new Anglo-Italian pod. As always, I'm Tommaso Adami, and you can find us on Instagram at Anglo-Italian pod.
And I'm Rory Criscuolo. You can follow us on Twitter at Italian Anglo Pod.
Guys, to start with, thank you all for your support. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have changed the name, tried to make our Instagram and Twitter tidier, to try to interact with you more. So thank you. There are a lot of exciting things coming up. One of them is that we're trying to become more appealing also to Gen Z. No. And we signed up to Twitch, didn't we, Rory?
I feel like, honestly, when we were talking about it last night and you were like, oh man, look at all these like 40-year-old losers playing computer games online as people watch. I was like, mate, that's about to be me. Like, watch it, please.
It's about to be us. So every Monday, starting from next week, we're going to do a 1-hour EUROREVIEW live on Twitch, which we will turn into an episode that you can listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube the following day. Also, we have a big guest coming up. We still cannot believe it. The interview has already happened, so we can say it. We have a big guest coming up next Friday, and he's a professional manager. This is everything that we are going to tell you. How are you feeling, Rory?
Honestly, after last night, it took me a while to come down. I felt absolutely buzzing after the interview, but I'm going to not talk about that anymore. I'm good, Tommy. I'm good. I've started reading this book that I wanted to suggest to the readers. It is called And the Sun Shines Now by Adrian Tempany, and it is about the history of Britain and the history of British football, starting from Hillsborough. It takes us from that. He is a Hillsborough survivor, and it takes us from that disaster and takes us through British history since then, the formation of the Premier League, and how that affected life in Britain and British politics, and how it affected football. It is a fascinating book. And yeah, And the Sun Shines Now by Adrian Tempany. If you like your politics, if you like modern history, if you love your football, you have to watch this book. You have to read this book. The first chapter is a bit of a difficult read because he talks about his experiences within Hillsborough, but the book is incredible and I am very close to finishing it. I can't wait. Tommy, how are you?
You always forget.
I always forget. I'm so self-obsessed. Tommy, how are you?
I'm doing great. And man, it's been a very intense few weeks with all these projects that we have going on. But yeah, I'm very happy about this. It started as, as a shit-talking friendship turned into a shit-talking podcast. We've got followers and we love it. We love doing it. The Thursday when we record, it's always like a mark in our week. I always look forward to it. It's beautiful. And we've got plenty of things to talk about today. Number one, Unai Emery doing some extra business in January. Bayern Munich kind of killing the Bundesliga after making us think that it could be a close race this year. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the Lukaku-Ibrahimovic square-up, face-off, however you want to call it. And then plenty of things to talk about in the Prem. Are Man City going for the title? Can anybody stop them? Rory, are you ready?
I'm ready.
But first, I'm going to quiz and test your footballing knowledge with our brand new quiz called, you'll find out in a few seconds. And welcome to our weekly quiz. Rory, we still don't know who is the winner of the time lineup quiz, correct?
No, I'm sorry to disappoint listeners, but neither of us have got round to it, which is unlike us, Tommy. I think it's unlike us to procrastinate, right?
Extremely unlike us. No, let's say we've had a very busy week rebranding and everything, launching a brand new Instagram page, keeping up with Twitch and random stuff, Twitter. We've been all over the place, but we will check the scores and make sure to let you know either whether Rory won the quiz or if I won the quiz. But now...
It's all about delayed gratification, guys. It's all about delayed gratification.
All about that. But now we have a brand new quiz with a brand new name. And the name is Who Am I? Who am I? Of course, I'm going to be a footballer or a manager, maybe. And the other person has to guess who I am. There will be some tips, of course. I will give you some hints about my career. And I will tell you, the club I've played for the shortest, 3 players that I've played with, how many international caps and goals I have, and the total number of goals that I've scored throughout my career.
Wow. Okay. Right. Okay, good. Well, at least I think from the goals you can figure out position and caps. I think there's enough clues there to put it together. Well, we're about to find out if there is, I suppose. We're about to find out.
Exactly. So after I will give you all the hints about myself, you will have a possibility to ask me 3 questions. Then you will have 3 guesses. If you don't guess, you are out. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel that's good. I feel that's fair. Plenty of chances.
All right. So, shall I start with my hints?
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. All right. The team I've played for the shortest in my career is Salernitana in Italy.
Oh, now, nice little fact. I've seen this team live when I was like 11 years old. When I went on holiday, we saw them. So I know a little bit about the Seahorses.
Very good.
Right? The Seahorses, yeah?
Yeah, of course. The Seahorses, correct. So the club that I've played for the shortest, Salernitana. In case you don't know, Salerno is a beautiful city, very close to Napoli. 3 players that I've played with in chronological order.
Okay, right.
Marco Materazzi, Paul Gascoigne, and Hernan Crespo.
Wow.
In chronological order.
See, I had one player in my head who was from Salernitana, and now that name has gone out of my head. It definitely can't be him, I don't think. Okay, good, right?
What about international caps? Well, 73 international caps with 1 goal. So this should tell you something.
Straight away I'm thinking defender, yeah. Okay.
And total goals of his career for club and country, only 15. Rory, do you have any names in mind already?
No, not at the moment. I'm just thinking of a centre-back who's played with Gascoigne, Crespo, and Materazzi. Right. Okay.
All right.
Okay, and played a lot for Italy, right? 73 is a very, very respectable amount of caps, so...
I never said that I'm Italian.
Oh, no, that's a very good point. Falling for the first trick in the book there. Unless that's a double bluff. Is it a double bluff, listeners? We'll find out.
But luckily you can't see my face, but Rory can. Rory, how about you think about it during our Euro review, and when we'll come back, you'll have questions for me.
It sounds reasonable. Let's go.
Let's go with our Euro review. And here we are, this time not in a blimp or a Zeppelin like Rory last week.
I left it at home. It's resting in the garage.
Yeah, not in the living room.
No. I've deflated it and it's under the sofa.
Awesome. So this week we're going to take a plane to go around Europe. In case you're a new listener, you know that you don't know, sorry. In case you're a new listener, you don't know that you may not know. How do you put it nicely?
Oh, yeah, we're getting there. Come on.
All right, that our podcast mainly focuses on Italian and English football, but of course, at the beginning, we're going to give you just a quick roundup about the other top 3 leagues in Europe. So Spain, Germany, and France. And we've got Rory, I think, in Madrid. Rory, can you hear me?
Hello. I'm here in Plaza Mayor in the center of Madrid. And we are looking at Atletico Madrid are still at the top of the table. And guys, they have extended their lead. They are now 7 points clear with a game in hand over their bitter rivals Real. And it looks like they could be celebrating at the fountain again. Touch wood, come the end of the season. I'm sorry, Atletico fans, if you think I've just jinxed it, but I think you've really got yourself in a very strong position. They've now won their last 7 games in a row. And who was their last defeat against to, Tommy? Can you guess?
I'm guessing it was against the Blancos.
It was, because no matter how good Atletico are, they will always lose to Real Madrid, unfortunately.
And a quick shout out to Luke from Minneapolis, who is a low-key Atletico fan, and he says that he loves when we drop little Atletico appreciation sentences in our pod. So, Luke, we're crossing our fingers for you as well.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of them over the season. Like I said, I supported him while I lived in Madrid, and I was lucky enough to go to the Vicente Calderon, like the old stadium, to see games there. The atmosphere was always incredible, and I did kind of fall in love with that club there. So very happy to see them still at the top of the table. But there was one story that caught my eye in Spain this week. So Unai Emery, the ex-Arsenal manager and now Villarreal manager, his granddad and dad all played football. They were both goalkeepers, right? And they played for this club called Real Union, who are based in the town Irún, right? Now, this is a very historical team in Spain. In the early 20s, they were very successful. They spent their only 4 years in La Liga between 1928 to 1932. In that time, winning 4 Copa del Reys, right? Since they've been in the regional divisions and kind of lost in wilderness. But the Emerys are going to buy them and revive this club, I suppose. But the fact that I absolutely loved was Unai Emery's granddad played in goal for this team and conceded the first ever top flight Spanish goal for this team.
What a great accomplishment.
I know, right? But I tell you what, he's in the history books, right? He's in the history books, and we're definitely not yet.
Not yet. I mean, the Anglo-Italian pod, are you kidding me? We will be at some point.
We'll get there. Whether it's for infamous or famous, we will get there, right?
Any notoriety is good notoriety, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that was the main story from Spain that stuck out to me. The Emerys are buying Real Union. And then I'm sure plenty of people have seen it going around on Twitter. Sevilla beat Valencia 3-0 in the Copa del Rey last night, and they scored a team goal that put tiki-taka to shame. It is a beautiful goal. They are passing it across the 6-yard box. It's incredible. Just the definition of beautiful Spanish football.
And I'm assuming that Papu Gomez is absolutely loving that, right? We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I saw the price of that transfer and it blew my mind. It blew my mind.
Yeah, we'll get in depth about that story once we get to Italy. What about the fixtures to look forward to this weekend in Spain, Rory?
The fixtures this weekend, we have Atlético playing away to Cadiz, Barcelona against Bilbao in what I think is going to be the kind of most interesting game of the weekend. And we have Real Madrid playing Levante. We will see if Real and Barca can start to put pressure on Atlético, but not to jinx Atlético twice in 5 minutes. They should be beating Cadiz, but Cadiz have beaten Real Madrid twice this season, so who knows?
And thank you very much, Rory. I've got to say goodbye to you because on the other line, we've got Mr. Chris Qualo in Berlin. Rory, Mr. Chris Qualo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I've just ran from Madrid. I've just got here. And
so stupid, but I love it.
I've got bad news to report, guys. Bad news to report. The fun is over here. There is no more fun to be had in the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich are now 7 points clear, and normality has resumed.
Bwah, 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 bwah.
Yeah, the insanity that we seem to be seeing in the Premier League or Serie A isn't quite carrying over to our German cousins. And Bayern Munich are stamping their authority back on the league. They beat Schalke 4-0 at the weekend, putting their aggregate score over Schalke to 12-0 this season. It just made me think, I feel so bad for Schalke fans because not only do they share a city with Dortmund, right? They're always, every fact I ever see about them on Twitter is about how bad they are. There's never a fact about, they've like won 3 in a row, or it's always like over 20 games, they've conceded 50 goals. You're, oh my God, being a Schalke fan must be horrific. But I'm just going to rub a bit more salt in the wounds. They lost 12-0 on aggregate to Bayern this season. Meanwhile, Dortmund and Leverkusen both lost at the weekend. Dortmund lost to Mönchengladbach 4-2. And Leverkusen lost to Wolfsburg 1-0. Basically, seeing the end of the title race, I think, and Hansi Flick will get another trophy to add to his already bulging cabinet, I think.
Absolutely. And I don't know, man, I really don't know how to explain this rationally, but there is a part of me that just kind of like smiles whenever I see that Bayern Munich rolled past someone. I don't know why. It's always like, because it's happened so many times, it's not even new anymore. And I'm just like, oh, look,